Okay, you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, my beautiful souls. I want you to remember time is not fluent ever, okay? Only on this dimension is only fluid. Time is fluid. So whenever you get this, it was meant for you. So I have to backtrack a lot of my videos. Like I said, I got a warning, okay, from YouTube. Um, of the content that I've been posting. Okay, I want to talk about the Queen. I did a video on the Queen. Now, I want to say this to everybody that's out here listening, of from Africa, India, the islands. Okay, I wrote it down somewhere in my book. Okay, and I was trying to look for the page. Now, the reason this reptilian kept power for so long, okay, she was not human, okay. She used astrologer, okay. Her ancestors used a really famous astrologer, okay. I said the astrologer's name. Hold on, give me a minute. Okay, let me find it. Well, one of her ancestors used astrologer, okay. And what happened was, this astrologer was one of the greatest astrologers. It was him, Nostradamus, and this Indian astrologer. Okay, they were one of the best and greatest of all times with astrology. Um, they were on point with their astrology, you guys. A lot of people use astrologers. They may not say they do, but they do use astrologers. Okay, the people of the beast system, the metaphysical. Um, they do use astrology. Okay, I'm trying to look for it, but anyways, I did a video on it, and they use the Queen's family use. Here it goes. The Queen's family, they use a very I want to say astrology. I want to explain a little bit about astrology. Astrology came from Kemet, Egypt. Okay, that's where the first astrologer came from, was Kemet, Egypt. Okay, so the real Egyptians, the real Egyptians that call themselves the Egyptians. This is why I think something's wrong with the DNA. They're not the real Egyptians. The real Egyptians are north, 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 south of Egypt. Okay, they're up. Okay, like the Sudanese. Okay, what happened was the Greek, the Turkish, and um, the Greek, the Turkish, and it was another um, the Arabs. They came in and they took over. Okay, so what you're seeing right now is not the real Egyptians. The real Egyptians are real Africans. Okay, they're not Arabics. They're not Turkish, or they're not Roman Greek. They're not that. That's not the real Egyptians. Okay, so that was something that we were doctored in, and it was not true. Okay, the real astrologers, the first ones were from Kemet. Okay, remember that, Kemet, Egypt. Now the astrologers were, like I said, were the Black Africans that were they were displaced by later movement of the Roman and Arabics, like I told you guys, and also the, I think it, the Turkish. Anyways, the real Egyptians are the Nubian people. Okay, the Nubian tribes are the real Egyptians. You guys, they're the descendant of the Egyptians. Now, the first astrologer, like I said, was kept from Kemet, Egypt. A system of horoscope astrology was given early on to a Egyptian pharaoh, okay? So this is why I tell you that many people of power use astrologers, okay? So the Egyptian pharaoh named Nefer Piso and his priests, he called him his priests, okay? Persilis was not his, Persilis was not a, he was a high priest. Yes, he was. But he was not a actual priest like you see in the churches, okay? And Persilis studied astrology, okay? He was well known for astrology, okay? So what I'm trying to say here is this is where astrology comes into play, okay? And there's also a famous astrologer from India. His name was Vera Hamara. I hope I'm saying these names right. If you guys are Indian descent on here, um, you can comment if I'm saying his name right. Vera Hamara. He was a real famous astrologer. Okay, now, the places that they use astrology the most is Egypt, of course, India. There's only India, China, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Maya, and the Inca, which I found was very interesting. You guys, was the Maya and Inca, because their civilization was very how can I say it? Their civilization was very they had a great civilization. Okay, they did, the Maya and the Inca. A lot of their herbs are still used today, and there's herbs there that you can't get anywhere in the world. Now, I have a theory of why the Maya Incans learned this astrology, but because I believe that people travel from Kemet, Egypt, and they spread this astrology throughout the world. This is my uh thesis on this, okay, you guys. But yes, so we know the Chinese, the Indians, the Egyptians, the Mesopotamians, the Mayans, and the Incas use astrology, okay, and we know the Western world does use astrology. Most presidents that have been of the United States have used astrology, you guys, okay, so I'm just letting you guys know that. um Astrology provides a link between the cosmos with the conditions and the events of the earth, okay? The reason they use astrology is because they want to know the link between the cosmos and the conditions and the events of the earth. Like what's going to happen, okay, to Mother Earth, okay? And also what's going to happen in their personal life, okay? Now, in India, they also use astrology for marriages. Okay, they use astrologies for marriages to see if people were compatible. They will use their birth chart. Okay, this is why I said be careful when you're giving your birth chart out, because people will use it in different ways that it should not be used. So if you do use astrology, make sure it's a good astrologer and a known astrologer. Okay, that uses it in the light source. Okay, not in the dark source. Um, like I said, there's three types of astrology. There's Western, tropical, Vedic, and Chinese astrology. But it's funny how they only say Western, tropical, Vedic, and Chinese when astrology originated in Kemet. Okay, so as far as the queen, the crown has fallen, you guys. Okay, now I see a crown on her head, right? The crown has fallen off, right? Whoever picks that crown up will not have that crown for long. And the reason why is because of all, for alleged purposes, of all the wickedness that was done. Okay. And I want to say something else. This is very important. The reason why she became queen in Kenya, Africa, you guys, this is very symbolic. Okay. The reason why is because she colonized Africa, right? She didn't just colonize Africa, she colonized India, the islands. Okay, and there's one Pacific island that I did talk about. They do have their independence, but you really never got your independence from the British system. Okay, I'm just saying that once they colonize you, you really never got your independence. So if they told you that, that's a lie. Okay, and I'm being told for the Caribbean people that know what I'm talking about, their independence was August 1st. And there's other Caribbean islands, and there's African, um, India, and I'm talking about India too. And I want to talk to people that are from London for alleged purposes. The crown has fallen. She has been going way before the date that they're saying that she descended, which really she descended before then. Okay, where she descended, I don't know. It's not of the higher dimensions. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, 11 o'clock. Um, so whoever goes to pick up that crown, now I see Charles going to pick up that crown. But what happens is every time he picks that crown up, it slips out of his hand. Okay, so I see what I'm seeing is I'm visualizing him picking up the crown, putting the crown on his head, and the crown keeps falling off every time he puts it on his head. Now, also, I see protests in London. And the reason why I see protests in London, and this is not just London I see, is because of the economic system and how much that was stolen from the people. Also from the people of Africa, also from the people of India, also people from the Caribbean islands that were colonized by the British. Okay? I am being told by my ancestors that they will really get their true independence from the crown. Okay? The crown no longer has stand. It's no longer there. It has fallen. I keep hearing it has fallen. Okay? There is no crown, you guys. Now, what's also interesting is I see the reason she kept power for so long for alleged purposes is I see ravens. Okay. Now, I see a bunch of ravens, and there's something with her bloodline. Okay. And for alleged purposes, I believe where Diana was placed is where they said her body is placed. That's not where her body is placed, you guys. Her body is actually placed in the palace. And I see people in the palace, and I feel like the body was placed in the queen's room, right? This may sound crazy as hell. And where the body was placed was in her room, but it was like under cement. I see cement, okay? And the reason why was because of her heart, her spirit, okay? Now, a lot of us knew Diane, okay, as a person with a good heart, okay, a good spirit. What you seen was her authentic self, okay? But what happened was she fell in love with somebody that was the demise for alleged purposes of her life, was the demise of her life, okay? He masked himself, okay? For alleged purposes, Charles masked who he really was, who his mother really was. She didn't know what evil she was going up against until she found out, and that is when, for alleged purposes, her life was taken. But there was something that the queen needed from Diana, okay? This may sound crazy, you guys, for alleged purposes. It was her heart, okay? When you have a pure heart, a pure soul, they feed off that energy, okay? So I don't see her body where they're saying her body is. I'm seeing her body in the castle, in the queen's room, and there's cement. Now with the ravens, I'm explaining the ravens to you guys. The ravens were the watchers, okay? The watchers of the crown, okay? So For alleged purposes, they were using these ravens to protect her and to protect the palace. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on that. The ravens were used to protect her and to protect the palace. But what happened now is she's been gone. She's been gone for a while. They just said that she passed. No, I see her crossed over. Not even, I don't even see ascended, you guys, to be honest. But for this alleged purposes, I see she was passed way before they said she was passed. Okay. And she was not from this dimension. And the ravens were protecting her. Now, what I see is these ravens, right? And I see the ravens flying right around her. But now I see the ravens, they cannot fly. Like they have their wings, but they're sitting still. They cannot move. And I actually see the death of these ravens, okay? They're like barely hanging on to the air, okay? Their breath, these birds, okay? The ravens. And it's symbolic to her. And the reason why is because she used these ravens. She was taught to use these ravens to protect the crown, okay? Now I'm being told the crown has fallen, okay? My ancestors keep saying it, the crown has fallen. So everything that was done, the colonization, the children, because I'm seeing children of all race, Indian, African, Caribbean, it's time for you guys to get your power back, to no longer be colonized by the British crown. The British crown, okay? They're trying to block my throat chakra. The crown has fallen, okay? This is your time, okay, to denounce yourself from the crown, okay, to truly get your independence, okay? This is the time. The crown has fallen. Now the ravens are sitting, but the ravens are not flying, okay? They're holding on to every breath that they can hold on to. The ravens are very significant to this queen for alleged purposes, okay? This is what kept her in power for so long. But she has passed before they announced that she passed. Now, me, myself, I'm not mourning this woman. I'm celebrating this because this is liberation for my ancestors, okay? And you guys can do whatever you want. You can feel however you want to feel. I know I have Canadians, Australians, and people that are on my channel that are British descent. What I'm being told is your economics is already bad, but it's going to get worse, okay? I see people with signs up in front of the palace, okay? So they're holding on to what they can hold on to. And there's going to be stuff exposed, okay? And the stuff that's being exposed is actually coming from Charles, okay? So I want you to pay attention to what's going to be exposed because it's very important. He cannot hold on to the ravens, okay? He does not have the power to hold on to these ravens, okay? This is what I'm also being told, okay? This was witchcraft, you guys. This was real witchcraft. And she learned it from the Africans, okay? And Kenya is symbolic. When she was crowned, you guys, she was crowned in Kenya. Now, we got to ask ourselves, why Kenya? She had to be crowned in the African continent. She had to. This is what they told her, that she had to be crowned in Kenya because she wanted the Africans to know that we are here to stay, we are here to colonize you, okay, and we are here to take from you, okay? This is what I'm being told by my ancestors. Now I'm telling you guys, okay, the crown has fallen, okay? So like I said, there is no more crown, okay? so you can take back your independence. Okay, this is the time. This is a time of awareness, a time of awakeness. Okay, spiritually. Okay, you guys seeing with your spiritual eyes out here. The crown has fallen. That's all I'm going to say. The ravens, I see them, but they're not flying, and they're holding on to their breath, like they can't breathe. So I also see the ravens as the crown falls. I see the ravens fall with the crown. Okay, and the ravens were really symbolic to her. Okay, but I can go deep into this. I don't know who's in that coffin, but that's not her. You guys, she passed away a couple years prior to this date that they're saying that she has crossed over. So that's all I'm going to say. I am not in sorrow. I am in celebration. Okay, so are my ancestors. Okay, you guys, this is Jennifer. I'm sending out light and love. Light and love. The crown has fallen, you guys. Okay, bye.